If someone had told me that at the age of 77, I'd spend 2 full months in a nursing home, I would have chuckled, maybe even brushed it off with confidence. I thought I still had time to be strong, time to recover at home, time to avoid that place. But life doesn't always knock politely. Sometimes it barges in and teaches you lessons you didn't ask for. What was supposed to be a short recovery turned into a soul-deep experience. I went in expecting physical healing. What I found was emotional clarity. These 2 months surrounded by people nearing the final chapters of their lives gave me 7 powerful lessons, the kind of wisdom I wish I'd understood decades earlier. And today I want to pass them on to you, whether you're 60, 70, or 90, because it's never too late to live wiser, love deeper, and prepare for the years that matter most. Comment "I'm serious about my health" below if you're ready to learn from this journey. Lesson 1. Loneliness is the silent disease of old age. In the nursing home, it wasn't the wheelchairs or medication schedules that broke my heart. It was the silence. I met men and women who hadn't had a visitor in years. Their children were busy, their spouses long gone, their friends buried or forgotten. Staff were kind, yes, but kindness is not the same as connection. I learned quickly that loneliness eats away at you, quietly and cruelly. It makes you question your worth, your memories, even your existence. And the tragedy? Many of these people had once been surrounded by love, but somewhere along the line, relationships faded, often unintentionally. If I could speak to my younger self, I'd say nurture your relationships. They're more important than your job, your house, or your ambitions. Your future self doesn't want more money. It wants someone to sit with, someone to laugh with, someone to miss you when you're gone. Comment 1 if you're still here. This lesson hit deep. Lesson 2. Health is the real wealth. Don't wait to value it. I met a man in that home who used to be a millionaire, owned land, flew first class, had assistants, investors, luxury, everything. Now, he couldn't eat without help, couldn't stand, couldn't wipe his own tears, and I'll never forget what he told me. I would trade every dollar for one more healthy year. That's when I realized we chase money, fame, and status for decades. But when your body begins to fade, none of that matters. No amount of savings can buy you strong legs, sharp eyesight, or a pain-free back. So if you're still mobile, if your mind is still your own, protect that with everything you've got. Walk daily, eat simply, sleep deeply. You may not feel the reward instantly, but your 10-year future self will thank you. Health is like time, you only see its value once it's gone. Comment 2 if you're still here and you know this truth matters. Lesson 3. Material things fade, memories last forever. Before I entered the nursing home, I had a beautiful house, 3 bedrooms, polished floors, paintings on the walls, and closets full of clothes I barely wore. I had furniture I once admired, collections I thought defined me. But when I arrived at the nursing home, all of that was gone. I was left with one small room, a nightstand, and a few photos. That was it. And to my surprise, I didn't miss the rest. Not the antique cabinet, not the expensive shoes. What I missed were the dinners I skipped to work late, the vacations I never took with my children, the times I said maybe later to the people I loved. If I could go back, I would choose memories over money every time. Because when you're old, it's not the things you bought that warm your heart, it's the people you laughed with and the moments you shared. Make memories now. Choose people. They are what you'll carry when all else fades. Comment 3 if you're still here and you understand the weight of this truth. Lesson 4. Independence is a gift you won't realize until it's gone. I didn't think much of tying my shoes or lifting a glass of water until I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't realize how much of my identity came from doing simple things by myself. Dressing, walking, choosing when I wanted to sleep. Independence is invisible when you have it, and unbearable when you lose it. In the nursing home, I watched strong men ask for help to use the bathroom. Proud women whisper that they couldn't eat on their own. That kind of loss breaks something inside. So if you still have control over your body and your mind, Treat that as sacred. Don't waste your energy thinking, I'm too old to exercise or it's too late for me. No, it's not. Every step you take, every healthy meal, every good night's sleep, it's a vote for independence. Trust me, you'll want to cast as many of those votes as you can. Comment 4 if you're still here and grateful for the strength you still have. Lesson 5. Joy lives in the small, simple things. One afternoon, I sat beside an 85-year-old woman who smiled more than anyone else on the floor. She had arthritis, poor hearing, and had lost her husband decades ago. Yet every morning, she beamed. One day I asked her, "What's your secret?" She replied gently, "I don't think about what I've lost. I enjoy what I still have." That answer silenced me. She found happiness in morning sunlight, a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a nurse, and I realized we waste too much of life chasing happiness in distant goals, perfect scenarios or expensive things. But it's always been in front of us, in kindness, in presence, in gratitude. That woman taught me more about joy than any book or quote ever could. The next time the sun hits your window, or someone says your name with love, pause and feel it. You're already surrounded by joy. Don't overlook it. Comment 5 if you're still here and ready to see joy in the little things. Lesson 6. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for your peace. I used to believe that forgiveness meant letting someone off the hook. That if I forgave, I was somehow saying what they did was okay. But 2 months surrounded by people nearing the end of their lives showed me something different. I met an elderly man who refused to speak his son's name, another who cried every night over a grudge held for 30 years. And then there was a woman who whispered to me with trembling lips, "I never forgave my sister and now it's too late." The truth, holding on to pain doesn't punish the person who hurt you. It punishes you, poisons your peace. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself from the weight that bitterness places on your spirit. I chose to forgive not because they deserved it, but because I did. If you're carrying anger, resentment, or regret, I urge you let it go. Not for them, for you. Give yourself the peace you deserve before it's too late. Comment 6 if you're still here and ready to choose peace over pain. Lesson 7. Every day is a gift. Stop waiting to live. One morning I woke up to find that the man in the room next to mine had passed away in his sleep. Just the night before, he was telling jokes during dinner. That shook me. It made death feel close. Not in a fearful way, but in a clarifying one. We waste so much of our time worrying about things that never happen, or regretting things we can't undo. We wait for one day to do what matters. But that day, it never comes. Until we run out of time. The truth is, life is never promised. Not tomorrow. Not next week. If there's something you've wanted to say, say it. If there's a place you've wanted to go, go. If you're waiting for the perfect time to be happy, this is it. Right now, today, the greatest tragedy isn't death. It's reaching the end and realizing you never truly lived. After just 2 months in that nursing home, I came out with a changed soul. I went in thinking I was there to heal my body, but I left with a new heart. Aging is not something to fear. Wasted time. The real regret isn't growing old. It's growing older without meaning, without connection, without peace. The good news, if you're hearing these words, you still have time. Time to live wiser. Time to love harder. Time to forgive, to smile, to show up for the people who need you. Your story isn't over. Make this chapter count. You don't need a second chance. You just need to choose differently today. It's never too late to become someone your future self is proud of. The truth about aging most people ignore. Too often we measure aging by the numbers. How many years we've lived. How many gray hairs we have. How many pills are in our cabinet. But after my time in the nursing home, I stopped looking at numbers. Because they don't tell the whole story. I met a 91-year-old man who could barely walk but lived each day with purpose. Reading to others, smiling with gratitude, blessing every meal like it was his first. And I also met a 62-year-old who had given up, bitter, resentful, and already checked out of life. So what made the difference? It wasn't age, It was attitude. It was the way they chose to show up, the energy they brought into each moment. You don't control how many years you get, but you do control how you spend them. And the truth is, when your time comes, you won't regret the things you did. You'll regret the things you kept waiting to do. What I'd tell my younger self, and if I could speak to my younger self, or anyone listening now, I'd say this: stop living like you have forever. You don't. The clock doesn't stop just because you're overwhelmed, or tired, or afraid. I spent too many years putting off joy, delaying connection, postponing peace, and though I'm thankful for the time I still have, I carry the ache of missed moments. So please, don't wait for illness to teach you health. Don't wait for loneliness to teach you love. Don't wait for regret to teach you courage. Live now, apologize first, laugh louder, walk slower, hug longer. You don't need permission, you just need to begin, because this, right now, is life, and it's not gonna wait. If you've made it this far, I hope you're not just inspired, I hope you're ready to make the changes your soul has been quietly asking for. Maybe it's taking better care of your health. Maybe it's reconnecting with someone you've drifted from. Maybe it's just pausing long enough to enjoy your morning coffee instead of rushing past it. Whatever it is, take one step today. You don't need to fix everything all at once. Just begin. You have more power than you think, and no matter your age, your life still matters. Deep, you are not forgotten. You are not finished. You are not too late. The best chapters are still waiting to be written. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.